So good morning, happy Friday. It's Judith. It's a 1 hour gentle Kripalu yoga class. So welcome to the class. If you're a regular, you know what we use, but I'm going to use it since we record. I'll say it again. Yoga mat. If they don't have the yoga mat, it could be a folded blanket or a beach towel on a carpeted surface, not tile or wood, because your joints would be very unhappy with you otherwise. And then this is a rolled up towel. I've made it into a little fake bolster that I like to use behind my knees. And then I have a squishy mat as well. So if you don't have any of those items, you could have a couple of small pillows from the bed or the sofa. Here's a standard yoga strap. This is easy to substitute with a scarf, a dog leash, a belt, a bathrobe tie. No worries. And then we have blocks, yoga blocks. These are the styrofoam versions. If you don't have blocks, you could substitute with a couple of canned goods of equal size and weight. Hand weights, this is a set of 1-pounders. I would recommend nothing heavier than 2 pounds for this class. And then, of course, last but not least, our friend the chair. This is a folding chair here. Wide leg base, no wheels, no arms, preferably, definitely no wheels. So substitute as you need, modify as you need with whatever's being offered. Does not work for your body, you can modify. You could do another posture or you could skip it. So bear that in mind. Let's just start today. Let's start by shaking like a tree. Let's just start by lifting the heels and bouncing a bit here. Just getting the body warmed up. Give it a little bounce to wake it up. And you can use this as a general meditation in motion, whatever feels like it needs to be stretched out or bounced. Just get right in there. And also helps to relieve any stress that's built up during the week, anxiety. We have our pick of that these days, right? So let's shake it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then bringing that down to stillness. Let's lift right heel. Let's lift left heel, left and right. Moving those legs and feet for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then maybe it's double time if you want to bicycle pedal those feet and heels. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. Maybe you want to turn it into a baby jog. Maybe you don't. You can decide. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And slowly coming down very gently. Now the legs and feet come to stillness. Let's take them a little bit wider. The toes can point out maybe 30 degrees. And let's just start swinging the arms here like empty coat sleeves. Whew. Breathing. So start tapping right there below the collarbone, the clavicle. And you're shifting the weight from side to side. And you're looking over the shoulder to the wall behind you as you twist. And thereby you're giving the spine a nice squeeze, pumping in fresh blood, chi, life force, and keeping that flexibility of the vertebra as best you can, or at least the spongy discs between the vertebra. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Keep twisting and turning. Now you're going to pat yourself on the shoulder. So we've tapped on the front of the lung point, and now we're tapping on the back of the lung point. We're still twisting and looking over the shoulders for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep twisting. Now we're going to tap right on the midriff of the torso here. The backhand taps up by the kidneys. So now we're waking up those vital organs, stimulating it, bringing fresh blood to the site for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's slowly de-escalate. Nice and easy. And then from here, let's just take the fists, like you're interlacing the fingers. Let's take the legs nice and wide. Let's just lift up and then just take it down through the legs. Inhale up, exhale, sweep through the legs. Just getting used to being upside down, returning back to upright. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Let's take the arms out to the side now. The legs can come back under the hips. The palms can face the floor. See if you can drop the shoulders away and just start bouncing the arms. The arms stay straight. Maybe you're bouncing invisible tennis balls here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming to stillness. Let's bend the elbows. Inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, straighten the arms. Bending and straightening. As you straighten, maybe giving a pinch to the shoulder blades in the back. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And take the arms right behind you. Interlace the fingers, maybe. Now, if the hands don't meet, the palms could face each other, or you could grab your strap and you could work the hands together over time, not necessarily this morning or the next 5 minutes. So you're stretching the arms away. They're not resting on the bum, and you're opening the chest. See if you can drop shoulders away from ears. For 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the fists slide over to the right hip. Now see if you can keep the chest square to the front of your space. You're not torquing off to the right or the left. Big stretch for the left shoulder girdle. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go back through center. The fists now rest on the left hip. Try not to torque off to one side. Now we're getting a stretch on that right shoulder. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Then we're coming back to center, stretching the arms away. Maybe right here is plenty. If you'd like more challenge, cross right foot outside of left foot. Both feet are flat. You're squeezing the thighs together. So you're creating a nice stable base with the lower body. This may be plenty. If you'd like more challenge, tuck the chin and maybe go forward into a forward fold until you come to a sticking point, and there you will stop. 3 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Loading the torso upright, nice and slow. Unwind legs, unwind feet and arms. Hands. Very nice. Now interlacing the fingers the awkward way behind the body. So that means a different thumb on top. You're still stretching the arms away. And this may be plenty with the feet directly underneath the hips. If you want more challenge, cross left foot outside of right foot. Squeeze the thighs together. Keep stretching the arms away. You might want to rest right here. If you'd like more, tuck the chin. We'll go forward into that forward fold. When you hit your bottom, 3 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Oof. Coming slowly up, keeping the back flat. And then slowly unwinding legs and fingers and arms and shaking everything out. Very nice. Let's go ahead, and if you want to add weights in this is Optional, you can or not. Let's take the legs wide. No weight or one weight in each hand, and I'm placing the hands in the hip crease. Knees will always track over toes here, and the torso stays upright. So inhale, bend, exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, exhale, straighten. For 8, or as many as you can manage. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's stay down on 1. Little pumps. Keep the torso upright as best you can. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and stay down on 1. I'm going to lose one of my weights. Right forearm rests on right thigh. And then the left arm is straight here, like you're going to drop your weight, but you're not. Inhale, drop. Exhale, lift and pull that elbow back like you're pulling a bow and arrow. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Let's do 8. So you're shifting the weight side to side. 7, squeezing the abs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hold it up here and pump the elbow. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then taking the arm down. Let's go ahead and heel toe the feet just a bit, just a bit. Now it's still in your left hand. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then back again to those wide legs, knees track over toes. And then we're going to switch the weight to the right hand if you're using a weight, left forearm on left thigh. This center arm is straight. Inhale, exhale, pull the elbow back like you're pulling your bow and arrow. Inhale down, exhale up for 8, squeezing the abs. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. This time you hold it back on 1 and do little pumps with the elbow. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then unwinding the arm, slightly narrowing the legs just a bit. Now the palm faces the wall behind you. No weight or one weight in your right hand. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, yes, and 1. Last one. And then slowly bringing it down. I'm going to lose the weights for now. Let's tuck the right arm behind the back. And then we're going to lean forward and just start loosening this left arm, shaking it out. Maybe circling it a bit. This should feel pretty yummy. Stretching out the arm in case any tension crept in there. And if you're circling the arm, circle in both directions. You're still squeezing your abs. And then bringing that to stillness. Let's come to standing. Lift that left shoulder, roll it. Look it over the shoulder to the wall behind you. And then you're going to come back again and just dangle the arm. And then lift up as you roll the shoulder and look over the shoulder to the wall behind you. Let's do 4 of these. At your own pace, try not to rush through it. Oh. 3 more. Oh. Sighing, moaning, groaning is fine. 2 more. And 1 more. Nice. And then coming on up Nice and easy. And then shaking out both arms and shoulders. Now the left arm comes behind you. You're going to take that straight right arm and maybe circle it. Maybe just jiggle it. If you're circling it, do both directions. Oh. And then nice big inhale, you're going to lift that right shoulder. Twist and look over the shoulder to the wall behind you. Coming forward slowly, dangling the arm, and then rolling the shoulder. Oh. Let's do 4 more of these. 3 more. 2 more. And last one, nice and languid and smooth. There we go. Easy does it. Nice and gentle. And then shaking everything out. Very, very nice. Let's do some stretching out of the legs. You can use actually your chair seat if you don't have blocks. So if you wanted to use your chair seat for support, you could have that seat facing you. Place your hands on the chair seat for support as you need. But if you have blocks, grabbing one block, and let's just get the legs again nice and wide. And we're gonna go ahead and come on down, knees track over toes. And then from here, we're gonna go ahead and pump into this right hip. So the right forearm might wanna rest on the right thigh. The left leg is straight, left heel pumping into the mat and the toes point to the sky. And you pump into that right hip, pumping synovial fluid, generating synovial fluid for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's glide through center. Now left forearm might rest on left thigh. Right hand could rest on mat or block or chair seat. Right leg is straight. Right heel grounds into the mat, toes point to sky. Little pumps into the left hip. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Let's go all the way back to center. If you're using a block, you might want to raise it up or take it down. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. You could bow to your mat. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. We'll do 4 of these. 3, 2, 1. Let's stay in this wide leg forward fold. Hands could rest on block or mat. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Maybe Mr. Ed lips, horse lips. Loosening up the face muscles. And maybe you want to sway side to side, but maybe you want to keep it static. You can choose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then back to center. And then slowly, let's place the hands on thighs and rise up with a flat back slowly, rolling the shoulders once you get to the top. Heel toe the feet or step the feet together. Very nice. Now I'm going to take my block and just put it on my chair seat. I may or may not wish to use it that way, but we'll see. So I'm going to stand next to my chair. This is your right leg next to the chair. And then from here, let's just take a wide leg stance and just kind of start this shifting from side to side. And think about this. Think about hip coming first to the side. Head and neck follows last. So this is like becoming a wave of water as you lead with the hip, and then the head and the neck follows. So you're swaying side to side gently. Let's do 4, 3, shifting the weight in the legs, 2, 1, we stay over to the right now. Right hand comes to block, and then maybe you want to just place your hand on your hip as you lift the left leg. So the left foot is flexed. Maybe the top arm wants to come up to the sky for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then coming back down, nice and easy, and then coming to standing and rolling the shoulders. Nice. You want to keep the foot grounded on the earth. That's also a possibility. You're just getting that big long stretch on the side of the body. So let's just start again with this shifting. Imagining you're like a wave of water and you're shifting. You get the hip first, head and neck follows. Hip first, head and neck follows. So we're doing work on that horizontal meridian, only one in the body, in the center of the body for 4, 3, 2, 1, shifting over to the left. Left hand comes to block or the chair. Let me just go ahead and lift it. If you want to keep the foot on the earth or you want to just do a little tiny pumps, that's an option. You can try whatever feels right. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then coming back down and just getting back into it. Slowly the legs come together. Let's put one hand on heart, one hand on belly. And just drop the eyes closed, or it could be a soft gaze on the earth. You don't want to get dizzy. And again, just noticing where the energy has moved in the body. Heart beating, blood flowing, chi, life force moving throughout the system, synovial fluid pumping into those joints. Let's take 3 big breaths. Inhale. Belly expands, rib cage expands, collarbones lift, noticing the pause at the top. Exhaling, collarbones, rib cage, belly, squeezing out all the air at the bottom. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest, noticing the pause at the top. Exhaling, chest, ribs, belly, squeezing out all the air at the bottom. Let's do 2 more just like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then slowly coming back to neutral, opening the eyes. Let's move the chair out of the way. If you need the chair to get down on the mat, if we have new people, I'll show you a quick tutorial on how to get down on the mat using a chair. So the weight, most of the weight will go in the arms. I'm grabbing the sides of the chair seat, shift the weight into one leg and float one knee down onto the mat. Second leg joins it. To get back up, it's the same idea. Most of the weight will go in the arms. If you need to assist one leg forward, assist it. These back toes will tuck. Again, the weight is in the arms. Inhale, exhale, lift the bum. One foot underneath the seat, second foot underneath the seat, and then rising up slowly using the back of the chair for support so you don't get the head rush. You don't come up too quickly. So that is how you would use the chair to get onto the earth. So I'm going to place the blocks here at the narrow end of the mat and have your props handy so that you know where they are. You don't have to go searching for them. Let's face the narrow end of the mat. Inhale up, exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale up, exhale, swan dive forward. Let's just do 2 more of these, inhaling and exhaling, inhaling and exhaling. Let's stay over Fingertips can reach the mat or a block. And then the feet stay flat, but you microbend the knees left and right. Straightening out that low back, stretching it out. An area that gets nice and tight for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then bringing legs to stillness, hands come to mat or blocks, low blocks, and you're going to step back into downward facing dog. So the body is in a triangle shape here. And you're going to bicycle pedal the heels. You're going to start wagging your dog tail, pressing the chest close to the tops of the thighs for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And let's float the knees down to the mat. Big toes together, knees wide apart. Press into child pose. So the thighs could also be in parallel. You don't have to do knees wide apart. The knees wide apart is nice because it allows you to get the chest closer to the mat. And the arms can either be stretched in front of the body or maybe by the legs. And if the forehead doesn't come to the mat, you know the drill. Stacked palms, rest the forehead there, or stacked fists, rest the forehead there, or maybe grabbing your block and resting the forehead there. Oh. So pressing yourself into your best version of child's pose. Maybe it's little micro movements with the hips. Maybe it's a static press. Maybe if you've got your forehead on a block, you could roll, you can kind of like iron out your forehead. You have a nice little massage for the top part of the face for 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's come on up to kneeling, neutral table. Hips over knees, shoulders over elbows, elbows over wrists. Fingers spread wide. I'm going to pad my knees so that my knees get an extra special cushioning. And then the hands can go flat onto the mat or on little blocks. Let's do some cat-cow, some more work on flexibility of the spine. So we're going to inhale, drop the belly, spread the sits bones wide. Exhale, arch and squeeze like a Halloween cat, navel to spine. Inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, drop, arch and squeeze. So you're dropping and squeezing, finding your own rhythm, your own pace. We'll do a few more just like this. Let's come back to neutral table. Now think about shaking the torso. Imagine your little puppy dog and you're just getting out of your bath. So you're going to shake the body side to side, getting off all that bath water. Ooh, let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then coming slowly to stillness. Now I'm going to come down on forearms here. You might want to interlace the fingers. So shifting the weight into the right knee, you're going to take the left bent knee into the nose. Inhale, bend. Exhale, donkey kicks. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it straight. Point the toe. No, don't point the toe. Flex the left foot. Inhale, bend the knee. Inhale, bend. Exhale, stretch the legs long. Left foot stays flexed. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten for 4, 3, 2, 1. We bend the knee and then take that left bent knee out to the side, circling for 4, 3, 2, 1. Going the other direction for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. It comes down. Let's come back up to neutral table and just swirl the hips between sides. Getting in that nice movement. Hips should be well lubricated by now with synovial fluid. And let's go ahead and circle the other direction, squeezing those abs. Don't forget about your abs. Oh. And then coming back to center. Returning to forearms. Draw right bent knee into nose. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. For 8 donkey kicks. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Keep the leg extended on 1. Flex the right foot. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Rebend and then float it out to the right side. And then circle the right bent knee for 4 in the air. 3, 2, 1. Other direction. 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then coming back to stillness. And once again, circling the hips if that feels appropriate, just to get out any kinks that might have slipped in there. Oh, nice. And then just let's come to sitting. Maybe you want to fold an extra blanket or towel here to lift the hips up a bit. That way you get the pelvic bowl tilting more forward than falling back, collapsing backwards, which is sort of the tendency when you're sitting on the earth like this. So I use my blocks. Just go ahead and place it under the thighs. You might want to pull flesh away from sits bones. And then we're going to start circling our rib cage. Inhaling forward and squeezing the navel back into the spine as you round in the back of the circle. Oh. So inhaling forward, squeezing, exhaling as you circle in the back a few more times, just like this. Oh. And then coming to center and circling the other direction. Oh. Deep, full breaths. And then corkscrewing back to center. From here, let's go ahead. I'm going to take the blocks away. I'm going to take the soles of the feet together. Maybe the elbows can tuck into the soft part of the thigh. And here again, focus on attempting to sit up straight without collapsing backward. Again, we're opening up the hip crease. That's the area, the hips and the hip crease, nice and tight from sitting in activity. Okay, now let's come back to center. You're going to stay in Baddha Konasana, just like this. Maybe you want to re-prop your thighs so you're not grabbing in the hip crease. You might want to grab the feet, and you're going to keep the back flat here. You're going to lead with the chest, with the sternum as you go forward. This may not be a huge move. Do not force anything or jam anything here. You're just going to go as far forward as that torso is willing to go, and there you will stop at your optimum stretch, not your maximum, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And with a flat back, you're going to come right back up to neutral sitting. Nice. Let's extend the right leg out to the side. The left knee is bent. The left sole presses into the inside of the right thigh. And if this bent left knee needs propping, you can prop it with a block. So let's start by facing forward. Arms float up. Inhale up. Exhale, tilting over to the right. Now the top arm should be by the ear. I'm modifying. The fingertips stretch to the side wall. The bottom arm could be on top of the leg, in front of the leg, or on a block in front of the leg. If it's down there on the floor, you can use that arm for leverage against the thigh, and then you can spin those top ribs open to the sky. for 4, 3, 2, 1. Top elbow bends. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then taking that top arm slowly back down, resisting gravity. Now the torso is just going to shift about 10 degrees to face the extended right leg. Inhale up, exhale over. And here you can just grab either the leg itself, maybe the hands want to come on the earth, maybe they want to go to the foot. Just getting your optimum stretch and pressing forward with your sternum, keeping the back flat for 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying right here, the right arm can wrap around the back body to either sacrum, maybe opposite hip crease. You're looking over the right shoulder to the wall behind for 4, 3, 2, 1. Unwinding it slowly and then floating the torso upright, but no rushing. Don't want to pop anything. Bending this right leg, we're going to extend the left leg out to the side. The sole of the right foot presses into the soft part of the left thigh. If the right bent knee needs propping, prop it. And that left foot will stay flexed throughout. We'll start by facing forward, and we're going to float the arms up. Inhale up, exhale over to the left. Spinning those top ribs open to the sky for 4, 3, 2, 1. Top elbow bends. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the top arm comes over. You're going to tilt torso another 10 degrees to the left. You're going to face the extended left leg, and that foot will stay flexed. Inhale up, exhale over the leg, either grabbing the leg itself or maybe just placing your hands on the mat beside it. Chest getting close to the top of the left thigh or on its way for 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying right here. Left arm wraps around the back of the body, either to the sacrum or the opposite hip crease. This side might feel totally different. You're looking over the left shoulder for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then slowly unwinding, no rushing. And let's unwind the legs up into a wide V position. You might take your fists and push yourself a little bit farther forward if that feels good. Let's keep the feet flexed. Nice big inhale. Inhale up. Exhale just reaches forward and the hands will land somewhere in front of you on the mat. Now see if you can flatten the back a little here. So you're still leading with the sternum. You're not hunching and rounding the back body. And I'm doing like little micro movements here in the middle. You can choose if that feels good or not for 4, 3, 2, 1. Staying right here. And then slowly, you're going to slightly bend those knees. Maybe the legs want to come in a little bit more narrowly, but maybe not too much. We're going to float the arms up. Inhale up. Exhale forward on the mat. Now one forearm slides under the calf. The other forearm slides in under the calf. And then you're going to start slowly straightening the legs, bringing the chest forward, maybe a little closer to the earth. You're going to stop at your optimum stretch for 4, 3, 2, 1, and then slowly rebending knees, slowly removing the forearms from underneath the calves, walking yourself back upright, and then closing the legs together. Maybe let's shake out the legs. Just shake them out. Oh, should feel good. Now, a little more work on hamstrings. We're going to keep the feet flexed. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, water wheel over those legs, and then just draw the arms alongside of the legs themselves. Inhale up. Exhale, stretching over. You do this flowing motion. Let's do 4, 3, 2. This will be the last one. You're going to stay over. 1, and you're going to grab something, whatever you can, to see if you can stretch out the back body. I'm doing a little rock side to side here. I've grabbed my feet, but you can grab whatever's grabbable. Nice and easy. Rocking for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then slowly releasing, saying hello to your hamstrings. And then what we're going to do is we're going to face the narrow end of the mat, removing the props, but having them handy. The knees are bent, the toes point forward, feet are flat. Let's inhale forward and then squeeze it back, dropping shoulders away. Getting that rocking motion forward and squeezing it back. 2 more. Forward and back, and forward and back. And now we're going to roll all the way down, drawing the knees into the chest, rocking maybe side to side if that feels yummy, or maybe it's just a static press with the knees drawn into the chest. So we're rocking here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then coming back to center. Let's grab a strap if you've got a strap. And if you don't, you're going to grab behind the back of the thigh, never the knee. You could grab back of calf, grab back of thigh, but never the knee, okay? So right foot comes down to the earth. I'm not mirroring you. Loop the strap around the ball of the left foot. You're going to draw that straight leg into the face. And you're breathing, that left foot is flexed. Back of the neck is long. Let's take that flexed foot and start circling the leg. It's like you're cleaning a spot on the ceiling with the flat of your foot here. So you might want to keep the circle small, maybe medium, maybe large. And then you're going to circle the other direction. Nice. And then bringing that to stillness, take both ends of the strap in one hand. Anchor the right hip bone. Inhale, left straight leg drops off to the left. The minute the right hip wants to lift, you stop with your left leg. Let's flex and point the foot. Spread the toes wide, circle the ankle. Oh, nice. And then big inhale up. And you're going to drop that left straight leg off to the right. It doesn't have to go to the earth. It could even land on a couple of blocks or a cushion in a block. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg comes back up to sky. Inhale, bend the leg. Exhale, straighten the leg. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Rebend the knee. Remove strap. Left foot returns to earth. Loop the strap around the ball of the right foot. You're going to draw that right straight leg towards your chest. Right foot will stay flexed throughout. Again, reacquainting yourself with the hamstrings on the right leg. And now a little circle maybe so that the sole of the right foot is cleaning a spot on the ceiling. And then you're going to eventually circle in the other direction. Noticing how this leg feels compared to the other leg. And then you're going to bring that to stillness. Going to anchor your left hip bone with your left hand, right straight leg. Inhale. Exhale, drop it off to the right. The minute the left hip wants to lift off, you stop with the right leg. You can flex and point the right foot. You can circle the ankle. You can spread the toes wide, giving that foot some more love and attention. And then floating that leg back up. Strap goes into the other hand. And then that right straight leg drops off to the left. You don't have to go all the way to the earth for this. As long as you feel that stretch in the outer hip, you've done the job. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back up to neutral. Let's rebend the knee, lose the strap, and again, rocking those bent knees into the chest, rocking side to side for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Feet come down, mat width apart, knees are still bent. Let's windshield wiper the knees. So now we're massaging the lower part of the body. This should feel yummy. Letting out any tension that may have crept into the low back. Tension likes to land there a lot. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Next time the knees drop to the right, leave them there. And maybe the head and neck wants to look to the left. Maybe it doesn't. If it bothers your neck to look to the left, skip it. Now the knees are dropped to the right, and my left hip is slightly elevated. I'm going to pump that left hip up to where the wall meets the ceiling. So you're squeezing again that left butt cheek for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then the feet and the legs come back to neutral. The legs are still bent. You're still going to windshield wiper those knees side to side. Recalibrating. And the next time the knees drop to the left, leave them there. Maybe the head and neck want to look to the right. If it bothers the neck to look to the right, skip it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Right hip crease or the right hip bone is going to pump up to where the wall meets the ceiling. Little pulses here as you squeeze the right butt cheek for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then back to center and recalibrate by windshield wipering a few more times. Remembering to breathe. And then coming back to your neutral with the feet flat, the knees bent. Let's go ahead and straighten the right leg. And you're going to maybe support the head if you're going to lift your head and neck for this one. We're going to keep the right leg lifted and you're going to pump it up, little tiny pumps. It's not big. And then if you want more challenge, you can lift the head, neck, and shoulders as you pump the right straight leg. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Lower head, neck, and shoulders. Lower the leg. Maybe rock the head side to side if that feels good. Rebending right knee. Ugh. Let's straighten the left leg. The left foot stays flexed. If you want more challenge with this, instead of just lifting the leg, you can lift head, neck, and shoulders as well. One hand behind the neck, but don't yank the back of the neck. You're going to be pumping the left straight leg up and down without landing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really nice. Coming down, rebending both knees. If you have a block, grab a block. Feet press into the mat, lifting the hips up. And the low block goes underneath the sacrum, down here by the bum, not up here by the kidneys. We're gonna go ahead and lift up the legs up to the sky. Let's glue the two legs together on the inside, so it's like one unit. Inhale, drop and hover. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Inhale, drop and hover. Exhale, lift and squeeze. Let's do 4. Squeeze those abs. 3, 2, whee, and 1. Nice. Let's keep the legs perpendicular, flexing the feet as you open, pointing the toes as you cross, flexing and pointing, flexing and pointing. We'll do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then coming back to center. Let's just shake the legs a bit here. Very nice. Let's return 1 foot mindfully to earth. 2nd foot mindfully returns to earth. Keep the block here if this is okay. And this is an extreme stretch, so just use your judgment. Keep the block underneath the sacrum as you gently straighten one leg out. If that feels doable and okay, stretch the second leg out. If you want more challenge, one arm goes overhead. Other arm goes overhead, palm faces the midline. Stretching, supported baby back bend for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms can come back down to neutral. Mindfully drag 1 foot in towards the bum. Mindfully draw 2nd foot in towards the bum. Lift the hips. Slide the block away. Gently roll the spine down like a string of pearls onto the mat. One last thing. Well, if you have a strap, loop it around the balls of both feet. Take the feet wide, like a big wide V. And we're going to rock side to side, opening up the legs, a little self-soothing, calming it down, cooling it down. Let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to center, legs come together. Lose the strap, draw the knees into the chest, and then making any final movements you'd like to make to feel complete. Arriving in Shavasana, standard Shavasana, arms and legs 30 to 45 degrees on the earth. Maybe you want to roll something under the knees to protect the low back. If flat on the back doesn't work, return to feet, mat width apart, knees knocked together, restorative rest. If on the back isn't working, rolling onto one side, resting the head on the upper arms, stacking hips and thighs and legs. Or if you have an available wall, maybe rolling up the legs up the wall. Or you could sit in a chair, feet flat, arms and hands, actually hands placed on the thighs. If the hands are pointing down, facing down, that's stability and grounding. Or the palms could face up for receiving. You can decide. And then once you've organized the arms and the legs, allowing the eyes to drop closed, scanning the body for any residual tension and breathing into those areas. And then noticing relaxation in the feet. We're going to our pretend hot tub. And that relaxation, the softness moves into the feet themselves, into the ankles, into the low legs, And then it moves into the knees, permeating the complex structure of the knees, then into the thighs. And then the warmth, the relaxation moves into the hips, the buttocks, the low back releases. And from there, from the belly, it moves into the waist and torso, enveloping the ribs, heart, lungs, liver, kidneys, all the vital organs deeply relaxed. It moves up into the chest and shoulders. It rolls down both arms all the way to the fingertips. It then moves into the throat and the neck. And then it envelops the head all the way to the crown of the head. The back of the neck releases. The face and the jaw let go. The tongue lies at the bottom of the mouth, teeth slightly apart. Eyes sink deep into the skull, as though a white circle of healing light permeates every cell in the body. Noticing back body and front body, right side and left side. Noticing the whole body together, the whole body together, the whole body together. And here's a reading from Rumi, who was either a 12th or 13th century poet, Persian poet, and spiritual thinker. I prayed for change, so I changed my mind. I prayed for guidance and learned to trust myself. I prayed for happiness and realized I am not my ego. I prayed for peace and learned to accept others unconditionally. I prayed for abundance and realized my doubt kept it out. I prayed for wealth and realized it was my health. I prayed for a miracle and realized I am the miracle. I prayed for love and realized it is always knocking, but I have to allow it in. If you'd like to remain in Shavasana for as long as feels right, please feel free to stay right there. But if you're ready to meet the day, begin to bring gentle movement to fingers and toes and arms and legs. And as you are ready, drawing the knees into the chest if you're on the earth, giving yourself a well-deserved hug, and then rolling onto your favorite side and pausing there for just a few breaths in embryo posture. And on the next inhale, keeping the eyes closed, press yourself up into a comfortable seated posture, rooting the sits bones down into the earth, drawing the crown of the head up into the sky, scanning the body for the effects of the practice, and thanking the body for all it does all day, every day, and bringing to mind one thing for which you are grateful. And on the next inhale, let's float the palms up overhead, hands meet in prayer, dropping down the midline, stopping at the heart, samastiti, this beating heart. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May you know peace. I salute the bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan.